Welcome to another episode of The Cynical Writer. One of the things that some readers often accuse me of is that they say that my writing is melodramatic. But when did the term melodrama become negative? Melodrama is a perfectly legitimate form of drama. In fact, if you look at 19th century Gothic literature, that was often called melodramatic. If you look at a lot of the crime dramas that were made in the 40s and 50s, those at the time that they were made were called melodramas. Of course, now they're called film noir, but at the time the term film noir didn't really exist. Those films were called melodramas. But I think the problem is that modern audiences are accustomed to literature and to film and to stage. They're accustomed to acting and art and all sorts of other things being naturalistic. So anything that departs from that is considered to be over the top. And I just think this shows an ignorance on the part of some audience members. Of course, there are some readers who are enormously sophisticated when it comes to things like this, but others, frankly, are not. So I think, unfortunately, this is just the result of the ignorance of modern audiences. And melodrama isn't completely divorced from reality, but it makes a type of clay of reality. Reality is heightened. I mean, heck, if you look at the actress Bette Davis, practically everything she did was melodramatic. So melodrama is a perfectly legitimate form, and I think it's frankly a bit snobbish to say, oh well, if the acting or if the writing or if the filmmaking is over the top, it is therefore somehow bad. I mean, I would certainly rather have something seem over the top than cold and naturalistic. So, but as a writer, I don't want to go by popular trends or what people are currently doing. I need to stay true to myself. And I think that using the term melodrama, I think, is just a way to dismiss something so that you don't have to look at it very closely. And so I think that's lazy critiquing, honestly, on the part of some readers, that they say, oh, just seems melodramatic, therefore I'm not going to look at it. No, melodrama is a perfectly legitimate form. It's been around for centuries, and it needs its respect. I mean, frankly, I actually enjoy soap operas, which are highly melodramatic. But soap operas, they're a perfectly legitimate form. Now, of course, I don't watch soap operas on a regular basis because soap operas deal with serialized storytelling, so I often don't have the time for that. But sometimes when I'm sitting around and I happen to catch a soap opera on, I'll watch it because, again, I think it's a perfectly legitimate form. Melodrama deals with things that otherwise couldn't be dealt with in some cases. Extreme scenarios of pain, of passion, and betrayal. And if those things are dealt with in a naturalistic way, they can often come off as cold and boring. So, I hope you enjoyed my speech for today. My book, Symphony of Perdition, is now available. I'll leave a link in the description section. My other two books, Empty Sounds of the Wind and The Rains of Godwin Valley, are also available. And I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.